Beets are one of my favorite crops to grow, and you can grow them through a very wide window in the season. Here in Zone 5 in the Finger Lakes, we sow them anytime mid-April to mid-late August. They can totally take the frost and cool soil. Any soil above 45 degrees they're going to grow beautifully in. And you want to sow them about one seed every inch. But here's the thing, and you can see this little seed coat coming off. Inside each seed is actually 4 to 6 little tiny seeds inside. So you have no choice but to thin your beets. If you don't thin them, you're just going to have all these lovely luscious greens, but they'll be so tight at the roots that they won't be able to form their beautiful roots. And so it's essential that you thin them. And this is, friends, this is the perfect stage to thin them at. You can see that they have their cotyledons nice and wide, those first technically false kind of primordial leaves. The first true leaves are just emerging, and we'll see what those look like in a few days even. They're going to look more like true beet leaves. And so from here, we are thinning. This is the area that I haven't thinned yet. You can see they're a little more dense. You can see this I've thinned, this I've thinned. And friends, know that I do my thinning very tight, where you can certainly, if you want 6-inch beets, you would thin to every one seedling every 3 inches. And I want to eat little baby beets. And then I want little larger beets, and then I want larger beets, and I want to eat them throughout. And so this is the strategy. You sow them thickly, about 1 seed every inch. And then you have all these lovely sprouts, and here I am removing some, and here I am collecting them. I'm going to take them home, wash them. Can't wait to eat them for dinner tonight. So that first thinning, totally delicious. Thinning number 2 will come in about 2-3 weeks when these lovely roots with their inch between them are thoroughly the size of a golf ball. And at that point, I'll thin them so that there's 1 root every 3-4 inches. So every succession, every time I thin, I'm eating them, and every time I thin, it's allowing the ones that I leave to get that much larger. So beets are really easy to do this with, and you can do it with a ton of other things, especially root crops. It's absolutely essential. And the earlier you can get in and thin, the better, because you don't want them to be competing with each other. And so, yeah, when the first true leaf is just starting to emerge, that is an awesome time to thin your beets, thin your radishes, and so many other greens.